So we've come to our final speaker this evening, for which if none of this would be possible without this man's enthusiasm and dedication. Over 750,000 euros have been raised by the Tour de Munster to date and is going from strength to strength. Would you please give a big welcome from the man behind it all, Paul Sheridan.
Thanks a million, Mick. Sorry, I have a book. I'm not going to read it all. I'd like to start with a roll call of the cyclists who said they'd be here and didn't. And in fact, there's one down there who said he wouldn't be here and turned up. So I think that's possibly even a bigger offence. But when you see the size of Mark O'Driscoll, you'll forgive him a lot of offences. I do think that it's a very serious evening this evening, and coming back to something which Alan said a little earlier, I'm always tempted to call him Sir Alan. I said it to him earlier on because of Alan Sugar from The Apprentice. I do feel that we're in the presence of royalty, in his presence. It's fantastic to be here with the Mayor, Kevin Murphy, and Tony Scott, Martha O'Connor here, with the Depot Manager from Nightline. I think we have Sean Cullinan. Is Sean here from Synergy? We were hoping to have someone from Dansko. I know we've got Sean here and Noel Doherty from Sean O'Riordan and Noel Doherty from Fitzgerald Solicitors. Some of the bigger contributors, and all of you, we're extremely grateful, because without you, we couldn't make this the financial success that it is. I know some of you have heard me say this before. We often talk about people with special needs. Last year, and through people with through the cooperation with DSI, we've had the privilege of meeting people with special abilities. I have some very special little friends, like Rachel down here somewhere. Rachel's there, right? Hi, Rachel. Emily Coleman down here, little Katie, Jessica, I think you're around there somewhere. Is Jessica left? There you are, Jessica. I've met some incredible people throughout Down Syndrome Ireland, and these people have a special ability. An ability to make us feel special when we do something very simple for them. We are doing something very simple. We're helping to raise funds. And coming back to a point that Alan made earlier on about the shame of the government and our establishment to not look after these people, we have to remember that 1 in 600 or 700 people is born with Down syndrome. And that's an incredible number of people across the population that far more should be done for. I think in years to come there may be tribunals, and there may be some look back to say, what did this generation do for the people with Down syndrome, in the same way that we look at the Magdalene laundries and those kind of things today that break our hearts. You at least would be able to stand tall and say, I did something, I tried to do something, and we've all raised $250,000 last year, let's go on and raise another $250,000 this year. If the truth be told, and with all due respect to the cyclists who are present, we are probably the biggest beneficiaries of the Tour de Munster. Through our training, we get to achieve levels of fitness which we might not have thought possible, at least for ourselves. We might well have acknowledged that it was possible for Dave McCormick, Sean Kelly and Jerry, but we wouldn't have thought it possible for ourselves. We get to see parts of the country which we didn't know existed. Somebody last night expressed shock that he was being shown parts of Cork that he didn't know existed by a Limerick man. There you go. Stranger things have happened. And we get to make loads of new friends. You might make the odd enemy, but you make largely new friends. On top of this, we get to cycle with the legend and the incredibly understated superstar that is Sean Kelly. It's a remarkable. Sean is a true superstar in his own right, but last year, through Down Syndrome Ireland and our connection with it, we all got to feel like superstars on the roads, in the towns and the villages and the cities of Munster, for giving us the incentive, if not the excuse, to leave our families, our homes and even our jobs. We can't thank you enough. We're very grateful, and we must be incredibly grateful for the people of Down syndrome who strive to help other people to achieve their full potential. In our efforts to support you, We have come a long way to achieving our own full potential, and we share a truly remarkable journey. Some of the DSI parents who cheered us on some of the most demanding sections of the 2010 tour are now in training and are well set to complete their first Tour de Munster this August. Having started training on April 13th, exactly 2 months ago, or from last night, they will, all going well, complete their 600-kilometre odyssey on August 14th in exactly 2 months' time. People like Kevin Griffin, where are you, Kevin? Where's Kevin? Shout it out loud. Oh, Kevin has been escorted by the Gardaí. He's on temporary release. But people like Kevin, Ray Connolly up here at the front, Noel Coleman here in the centre, Jude O'Keefe, where are you, Jude? And Jason Bain, and Gerard Buckley. Gerard Buckley is likely to finish first, actually, based on last night's performance. They will join veterans like Mick O'Gorman, Dave Winship and Dennis Griffin on their debut tour. In fact, interest in cycling seems to have really taken off in DSI Munster branches, and we know that the Limerick branch used some of the funds from last year's to run cycle training course, especially for children and young people with DS. The Kerry branch, as you'll see in a little while, was already doing this last year, and maybe it's only a matter of time before someone with DS joins us for the full tour. Back in April, our President Jerry Murray, Mick O'Gorman and I attended the Clare Branch AGM, where we met John and the company up there. And we had the pleasure of meeting young William Loughnane, a young man with Down syndrome who passed his driving test at the first attempt. A lot of us didn't do it on the first, second, third or fourth. And if you have to do Gardaí here, a lot of us shouldn't have our licences anyway. People like Ray, Noel, Gerard, Jude and Jason shows that with a bit of training, completing the tour is possible for ordinary people. People like William show us that so much is possible for extraordinary people. We are privileged to have the opportunity to help. The DSI symbol is one of helping hands. It took me a while to figure it out, but I was told. The tour itself is massively dependent on the support of helping hands of so many people. These include the great people in Fusion, especially Mary Quill. Where's Mary? Are you still around, Mary? Where are you, Mary? There at the back. Especially Mary, who worked tirelessly to make us the most publicised charity event in the country. And that is the book that I have. This is just the publicity side. This is just the printouts of all the press releases, or sorry, not the press releases, but the press coverage from last year. We had a total reach, including TV coverage and radio coverage, of 2.3 million people. A lot of politicians would be happy with that. And it's thanks very much to the people in Fusion. Doreen is back from her work as a spectator. Doreen is now with the Irish Guide Dogs for the Blind, and it's fantastic to have you here as a guest. Greg and Kerry are down there as well, and it's just wonderful, the support we've always got from Fusion. It's incredible. The success of the tour, the wonderful people in Down Syndrome Ireland HQ also give a massive helping hand, especially Aidan Lynham, dressed really well tonight, Christina Reardon, who's not here, Rosan Elgie, and of course DSI President Claire Leonard. Please give these folks a massive round of applause. The success of the tour is also very much dependent and thanks to the jersey sponsors who row in behind the event. Their money goes directly to the DSI Munster branches, but their encouragement practically goes through every participant. If you don't feel it touching you, you should. They know that the money, that the cheques that they write go to the branches, and but we are massively encouraged. It means an awful lot more to money than money to me when somebody hands me a cheque for €1,000 or more or less. It means an awful lot more because it encourages me to keep idealistic and keep motivated to ask you folks to give of the best of yourselves. Hopefully the generosity of people like Nightline, Flextronics, Synergy, Genzyme, Dansko and Fitzgerald Solicitors, as well as Cork Bicycle Services and all our Jersey sponsors will inspire us ordinary people to repay the debt of gratitude we owe them. Finally, we're very grateful to the people in the media who continue to promote the tour and help inspire the generous people of Munster to support us. Last year we raised over €250,000 for DSI's Munster branches. Hopefully this year, and that brought the running total for the tour to 790,000 over the last 11 years. There is every reason to believe that this year we can push through the €1,000,000 mark. So one of you guys will be or gals will be the €1,000,000 cyclist. You will help us to raise another small fortune to help the really special people who have put their hope in us and made us feel so special too. Thank you. So I think my final official duty is to ask Mick to hit the play button, and you can see a fabulous production from Greta O'Connor and some of her colleagues in Teenage. So Greta, where are you? RTE Cork. There you are. So give Greta a big round of applause for a massive contribution here.